Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to CFL Central, CFL content for the fans, by the fans. And for those watching who won't be aware, Rick's aware, this is take 2 of this video. We did this entire video. Ooh, I forgot my light. What do you know? We're gonna keep going, by the way. We're not cutting this. This is take 2 of this video because
take 2.5.
This idiot right here forgot to turn his mic on. So he was talking into like this foam thing, but it was picking up nothing. So yeah, stupidity shared is stupidity squared, but it's shared between me, myself, and I. So we got a big trade to talk about today. However, we also have some signings, some releases, some roster changes that we're going to get out of the way first. So we're going to start with the big one in terms of signings. And that is Shawn Lemon signing with the Montreal Alouettes. Ooh, Shawn Lemon has a team now. How are we feeling about this, Rick?
So the signing on Shawn Lemon comes into play of releasing Nick Usher. So Shawn, as I said in the last take, but we didn't pick it up.
Shut up.
The Shawn Lemon is
actually your stuff picked up. My stuff didn't. It was my mic that.
So Shawn Lemon is number 13 on the all sack list. So he's going to be bringing some fire to.
Let's see. Well, there we go.
Montreal Alouettes.
I mean, realistically, the thing that the Alouettes need more than anything is offensive linemen. However, getting any, if you ever get a guy like Shawn Lemon, that's going to boost your team, especially since the Alouettes are a team that are kind of struggling with mediocrity right now. Like they're kind of in they're in the Minnesota Wild spot of the CFL.
Listen,
make the first round and get wiped out in the first round.
Listen, don't be bringing up my Wild.
Oh, you a Wild fan?
I've been a Wild fan since 2000.
Oh, look at that! But you know that the Wild have been struggling with mediocrity for years and years and years. I mean, how many first round exits is that?
I mean, if you want to be all realistic, Mr. Winnipeg Jet man.
Yes, sir.
How many times have you guys made the playoffs since 2010? Since you guys came back into the league? That's right.
Conference finals. Sorry, am I hearing that we almost made the Stanley Cup final and the only reason we didn't was because of Marc-Andre Fleury? I am hearing that.
Do you not remember 2004 when we did Game 7 against Colorado? And we
Am I remembering I was born in 2003. What do you mean, do you remember 2004? What kind of a stupid question is that? I was 1 years old. That's a stupid question.
I was in grade 12 back then, so yeah. I mean.
Yes. Oh God. Oh God. Oh boy. Yeah, that'll.
But anyways, so then after that, in and out of the Alouettes.
Yep.
Mr. Maurice French, the wide receiver, is gone, and while is waiting for you, there is some little more information to this release.
Oh yes,
because Chris Jones said he was released because he was not aggressive enough, is what Chris Jones said, quote unquote.
There you go. I
aggressive enough.
Don't you love?
How about we go and try to win our first game first?
It'd be funny if the player just like as much as it's being like we like, I know we were talking about it in a trade video before where it's like don't run to Twitter to air your dirty laundry. But imagine if he was like, this guy tells me I don't have enough grit when the guy he does pick doesn't remember the fucking rules. Imagine if he said that. Imagine if he said that. At least I know the rules of the game. Like, oh my goodness. Although I gotta say, running to Twitter will be interesting now, as I think it's being rebranded as X. Run to X. Have you heard about this? No. Twitter is being like renamed. Yeah, it's a whole thing. It's real. I'm not kidding. But yeah, no, it's so hard to take anything seriously that comes out of Chris Jones's mouth. Like he would look at a guy like Ryan Reeves and he'd be like, the guy doesn't fight enough. He doesn't fight enough. Wayne Gretzky, he doesn't score enough goals.
Yeah. And then Calgary has brought back American defensive back Brad Muhammad.
Yep.
And then
solid.
My personal favorite, as I switch hats of the evening, Mr. Grey Cup himself has been sent to the basement of the league.
I was about to say,
not quite
where his
very
streak goes to die.
Could you imagine if he got traded to the Elks and all of a sudden they started to win because Mr. Streak goes to the Streaks?
You know it'd be hilarious. What would happen? This is what would happen. He would go to the Elks. The Elks would still not win a home game. He would win all the games on the road. They would get into a third playoff spot. They'd have no home games in the playoffs, and they would go
make it to the finals?
and they would win the Grey Cup, and they still wouldn't have a win at home.
That's true.
Just imagine if the Elks have a Grey Cup but no home wins.
So
my God.
Oh, two other things that I will mention.
Yep.
Before we get into this trade, some other big thing that I just seen on 3 Downs is Edmonton Elks partner for the first ever professional football Punjabi radio broadcasting station.
Good for them. That's good. That's good. There should be as many options to fans, especially in foreign languages, as possible, as far as I'm concerned. That is good to hear. Actually, a buddy of mine is friends with a guy that actually got signed by the Calgary Flames for their Punjabi announce for their Punjabi broadcasting there. So it's good to see that even the CFL is kind of dipping into that. I think it's one of those things where if you want to appeal to a larger market, and you have to appeal to as large a market as you can within the confines of Canada. I mean, obviously outside the Canada as well, but in terms of getting people to games, you want to have it so that way as many people will be able to, understand, follow in love with the game as possible. So that's overall a great thing.
Also,
yep,
you're gonna hate this next bit of news before we get into the trade.
Am I gonna hate it?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
So, 3 players have returned to the Rough Riders lineup. 3 of them are all wide receivers.
Okay. You want to know why I don't hate that? You want to know why I don't hate that? Because then when we beat these fuckers, there's no excuse. There's no excuse. Nothing.
There is Jake Winicky.
Shit.
Braylon Linus.
Shit.
And Kane Schaefer-Baker.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. Although I gotta say,
he never had training camp. Or did he have training camp? I don't remember.
Linus is actually the one that scares me the most of those 3 because Linus played really well against us last time. Although I will say our defense has gotten a lot better. If there's any part of the Bombers that have actually made decent improvements since then, it has been the defense. So I just read a quote by Dickinson. Schaefer-Baker is not going to go full tilt until Labor Day. So he's slowly getting back into things because he just came off hip surgery. There we go.
So he's not going to be coming back.
He can't win games, but he can sure as fuck hold a grudge.
But anyways, let's get down to our big announcements.
Let's get back to our trade.
And so, as I mentioned to you in our non-audio Carter video.
Shut up.
The way that I look at this trade is it kind of benefits. I will go back on my word. It doesn't just benefit us. It benefits Calgary.
It benefits
Calgary.
Both.
Calgary lost one of their defensive ends this past week. So JG fills in for that. as far as Hamilton goes, with our 4+ players coming off the IR this week, we need to make salary moves.
That's true.
So we traded Jagger Davis. We got rid of his $132,000 contract.
Let's say that'd be one
Up
hell of a contract. $132 for the season.
up to 173,000 with bonuses. And not only that, but we also cut Alex Fontana, who wasn't really doing anything either. And in an exchange, we also get a 6th-round pick, which could turn into anything if you can scout the U Sports.
I will say any sort of cap dump where you actually get something, just because the thing is that if you look at other leagues, sometimes it's not like that at all. When you're doing a cap dump in some other leagues, you're actually giving a pick with the player in terms of, I need you to do me a solid and take on this guy's contract, so I am throwing in this pick as sweetener. So if you're a team where you're going to trade a guy away that's a guy that realistically is going to drop out of your lineup because the guy's coming back, and you're going to get something for him, even anything, even a 6, that's going to be good for you. That's going to be a win. No pun intended there. It's going to be a Dylan win. There we go. That was a good one. Look at that. Are you proud of me?
He's here all week, Jen.
Are you Oski wee wee proud of Mimi? There we go.
As Argo fans would say, tigers eat things raw. That's disgusting. But
I don't know. Maybe tigers like sushi. Sushi is delicious. But for real, and also on the Calgary side of things, it's like, okay, well, you got Mr. Grey Cup. If you are a superstitious person, you like that. Secondly, it's one of those things where, because the Stampeders, their best assets of their team have been some of their defensive play in some of these games, and because we're excluding Paredes from the equation here. In terms of just pure offense defense, their defense has kind of done some of the carrying in some of these games. So adding a guy like Jagger Davis to the lineup there is definitely going to help, especially with, they kind of had a little bit of a hole in terms of on their D line, in terms of that really recognizable veteran D lineman when Sean Lemon left. So it'll be good to get a guy like Jagger Davis to kind of maybe fill that spot and hopefully get back to his glory days. So, is there anything else we have to say here about all this, Rick?
The only thing that I have to say is former quarterback Henry Burris has now joined another NFL team as an assistant coach.
And that team is
training camp, the LA Rams.
The LA Rams. There we go. I will say it is kind of strange to me the way that in the in the NFL, whenever the team moves, they just keep the name all the time. I feel like that gets confusing.
And it's weird because if I'm not mistaken, I think Quentin Bray, that used to be a quarterback for Montreal back in the day, I think he's with Jaguars last time I seen it.
I cannot remember. Somebody go ask Tony Khan. But yeah, so let me know what you guys thought of the trade. Whether you think that Hamilton won, Calgary won, or if it was an even trade. I believe it was an even trade. What do you think?
I think it was the even trade.
Ooh, look at that, Mr. Copycat. But let me know what you guys thought of the trade in the comment section down below, and of all these other signings, and of the fact that I hopefully had a mic that worked in this video. That would be more than ideal. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.